And then after that, the movie is pretty much over. The Enterprise gets repaired. They say the intro to the Star Trek TV series. Kirk's now fucking captain. And boosh, they go off. Oh my god. Fuck. It's like... Also, the battles in this movie was not a Star Trek movie. You know what this movie was? This movie was a Star Wars movie wearing a Star Trek symbol. You know why? Because the battles in this movie are just like something out of a Star Wars movie. If you look at that first battle in the beginning of the movie where the ships are firing at each other, it's almost identical to the fight that happened in Revenge of the Sith towards the beginning of that movie. Not to mention, it's just so over-flashy. This movie is so over-flashy. Bloom effect is everywhere. It's like, oh my god, my eyes are burning on this one. I mean, at least in the Star Wars battles, the color correction isn't turned up to the extent, turned back just to see what's going on. It's not shining in your face. And Star Trek is not supposed to have battles like this. And you know what? There's no exploration in this movie. It's all just battles. That's all there is. Star Trek is about exploration, about learning, about going to planets no one's ever seen. Star Wars is where you're supposed to get your action, not Star Trek. You're fine to have action in Star Trek, that's fine, but not everything in your face going insane. I mean, fuck. J.J. Abrams even stated that he is more of a Star Wars fan than a Star Trek fan, and fuck is it obvious, because like I said, that first battle, just like Revenge of the Sith. Star Trek, the action was usually pretty well handled. It flowed with the story. You know, they're explorers, not fighters. Oh my god. You can't just take a property which is intended for exploration and turn it into an action flick. That does not work. That does not work. Now, if you want to take a concept and spin it in a new way, I have no problem with that, but do it in a way that works. Star Trek The Voyage Home. You took the team and put them out of their element into modern-day society, but you still kept the feel. They were still learning. They were still exploring. That's doing something new and spinning it in a new way. Something new does not mean taking a bunch of actors, putting them in Star Trek get-ups, and then having explosions everywhere. It's just so overly over the top. I mean, I thought Star Trek Nemesis had over-the-top battles, but the battles in this movie make that seem like subdued. And honestly, what is the point of this prequel/remake? Star Trek Nemesis, the last Star Trek movie, had enough merits on its own to stand as I wouldn't say a classic, but as a pretty good Star Trek movie, and then just leave it there. It even made an attempt to end in a way that would ensure no more sequels. And you know what? This also is something that happens when you let an intellectual property sit for too long and then put it in the hands of somebody new, because the new people who make it are usually always fans. People who are so determined to show respect for their franchise instead of that by just making references and tributes to their favorite scenes outside of any significant evolution. This movie brings nothing new to the table. They had so much opportunity here. With today's technology, you could make the exploration so much bigger, so much more. You could add so much more planets, so much more cultures, so much more to this. But no, you wasted it all on explosions and Bloom. It's just not how you're supposed to do a remake. And honestly, is this what audiences want? Do you just want remakes of old properties with some explosions and some young faces strapped onto it? Is that all you really want? You're gonna get stuff like this. Now, this isn't a bad movie, but it just shows how the Hollywood these days have no care for old properties. I mean, this fucker was released like only a few years after the last Spider-Man movie, but that's a review for another day. I mean, what the hell is this? Is your attempt to make a new Star Trek movie? Well, you failed on that one, didn't you, J.J. Abrams, you fucking prick? I mean, no offense, Abrams, but you're not a good movie director. You're not. Cloverfield, piece of garbage. Geddon, holy fuck. Fringe, my god, that was horrible. Abrams, I'm telling you right now, stick to TV. Because that's what you do best. I actually liked Lost. Well, the first few seasons anyway, till they got up to the smoke monster. That's what I really liked. But hey, the concepts for that, the writing in that was good. That's where you shine. You're a good TV director. Not a great one, but you're still pretty good. But just stay away from movies. You know, I'll give you credit for Super 8, but I give Spielberg more credit for that than you did. I mean, fuck. I mean, I don't want to be too disrespectful to the man, but if you keep this up, Abrams, your film career isn't gonna be going anywhere. Oh, wait a sec. It totally will, because I'm the only person, apparently, and a few others, who actually think that movie, that Star Trek movie of yours, is not a real Star Trek movie. And you know what? You know what really bugs me? You know what real difference this review will make? None. This review is not gonna affect ticket sales. This review isn't gonna affect too many people's opinions. I mean, I don't make these reviews to change someone's opinion. If you like the movie and you still like it, that's fine. I have no problem with that. But it just really upsets me that the demographic these days accepts things like this. I remember back when movies were more than just about bloom and about remakes and about adaptations. Oh my god. I remember when exploration was the main point of Star Trek, not explosions. I mean, if you want action, go for Star Wars. That's what it's for. The title explains it. Star Wars. Fighting in space. Star Trek. Trek means travel. New places. Exploration. A little action's fine. But we hardly even visit any new planets in this movie. And you know what a big complaint a lot of people are saying? It looks nice. You know what? I'll give it that. This movie does look nice. The effects in this movie are pretty decent, to an extent, aside from that fucking bloom effect, and all that CG everywhere. It's like, in the old movies it was sets, and it looked good. It still looks good. This movie actually looks kind of shitty when you compare it to some other movies with a lot of CG. And I know the sequel's coming out in May, Into Darkness. But I've seen the video where they do this parody of an interviews with people coming out of the theater being all like, oh, it made sense. I hated it. Oh, it looked nice. Oh, the character's well-rounded. I hated it. Oh, this is an interview with Star Trek fans about the new movie. Fuck you. Made sense my ass. Like I said, the black hole time travel, the old Spock coming through, the red matter causing black holes, it does not make sense. X-Men First Class made more sense than this. And that movie had so many plot holes you could see them on the DVD disc. They had so much potential here, but it was wasted. I mean, I know I sound like some sort of hardcore Trekkie going fan rage on this, but I'm really honestly trying not to, because I'm not a fucking Trekkie. I'm actually not a Trekkie, despite what you think. I'm a big fan. I'm not a fucking Trekkie, though. You'd never catch me on like one of those conventions or anything like that. I'll say that again. If the new Star Trek movie convinces me that the Star Trek franchise isn't over and done, I will personally put a red Star Trek shirt on, get a hat and cane, and dance around my room saying how great the director is. That is a promise. And you guys can hold me to that, because I will do it. I hope you guys enjoyed, and honestly, don't attack me for my opinion on this, because I know I'm going to get some response off this. It's just my opinion. And even if I'm the only person in the world who doesn't like this movie, I'm going to voice my opinion. I'm not going to follow the crowd just because of how much money it made or how much fans apparently liked it. No, I hope, honestly, that you guys come to my channel for an honest opinion, and that's what I'm going to give to you. This review's done. J.J. Abrams, stick to TV. This movie could go fuck itself. It's not a Star Trek. Wrath of Khan is. Done. Well, I really hope you guys have been enjoying Star Trek Week. It's been a lot of fun, and I'm happy to share these movies with you guys. If you have an idea for my next theme week, please leave me a comment, or maybe I'll just think about it. Leave me a comment, or if not, I'll just think of one myself. It won't be for a while, though. Well, at least I know this review has at least hopefully made one or two of my subscribers particularly happy. Majinu Chiha, this one's for you, bro. Alright, beam me back up. See you guys later.